Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. It's certainly been an exciting day in crypto, has it not? Bitcoin today hit yet another all-time high, over $61,000. And I'll tell you what, I know what I hate, and I don't hate that. I also want to share with you that I very seriously mean this. XRP's fundamentals do not matter. Now, they're strong fundamentals. The XRP is functionally being used today. But what I mean by that, and I'll flesh out this idea and show you some thoughts from chart analysts along the way, but what I mean by that is, from a technical analysis perspective, the price action that we're going to see from XRP for the duration of this market cycle, it's really not tied to any sort of utility or fundamental analysis. It really is just the technicals. And I've shared this before, but for those of you new to the channel, just be aware of this. As I was here in the 2017 bull run, I jumped into crypto in November 2017, which was a crazy time to jump in. I ended up purchasing 17 cryptocurrencies, and every single one of the damn things went parabolic. It just shot up. And let me tell you something. It wasn't because they were awesome coins. It was not because they had some sort of incredible fundamental analysis and all 17 of the coins I picked as a newly initiated member in the world of crypto. I just had the foresight, right? It's the foresight. I knew they were all going to pop. Of course not. Of course I didn't know that. But it wasn't, they didn't go because they were going to change anything about the way the money moves around the planet or the legacy financial system. Nothing like that. And so when I see people pretend that XRP isn't going to pop off like everything else that's popping off in this market, I just think, holy hell, you don't know what you're talking about, or you are being disingenuous. Now, I do want to be clear that I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who likes to talk about Ripple and XRP and crypto-related stories and topics and make YouTube videos about it as a very fun hobby. That is all that it is, just to be clear. XRP, as I record this, 45.5 cents. Bitcoin at $60,985. Market cap at $1.82 trillion for the asset class. That's insane. But Bitcoin, it's going to pass too, of course. 62.5% market dominance for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin's market cap on its own, $1.13 trillion. You know, when we were sitting around a level where the market cap for the entire asset class was like 175 billion after the bubble popped, when people thought it was the end of the world and crypto was going to zero and the sun would not rise tomorrow, all that crap. I said, look, there will be individual coins that have trillion-dollar market caps and multi-trillion-dollar market caps. And here you go. It doesn't take a genius to figure this out. You know, like you really don't have to be a genius to figure out the direction this is all going here. And so Bitcoin's all-time high, which it hit today, $61,510.13. And I don't think it's going to be stopping there. We shall see. By the way, Spark token, as I record this, 84.9 cents. You guys familiar with chart analyst Peter Brandt? Now, this guy, he's very famous in the world of crypto. He's had quite the storied career, if you were. He's often referred to as a legendary trader. He's got several decades of experience. He's had a best-selling book on Amazon, all that jazz. And so I believe that he's good at what he does, but he has a strong bias against Ripple and against XRP. He hates Ripple and XRP. He hates both. And he insists that XRP is a security and Ripple's a scam company, all this stuff. It's just astonishing because really Ripple is the most transparent company in all of blockchain. And so it's just fascinating to see how bias can seep through to what this analyst is actually putting out into the world. He shared this chart before, but this is a modern one that is on your screen here. I'll show you in just a second to tell you what it means. But here's what he wrote just a few hours ago today. Peter Brandt, let's see how many followers he got now, because he's putting this tripe out to a lot of people. There you go, 445,000 followers, and this is what he's putting out. And by the way, nothing personal against the guy at all. I just don't believe the same things that he believes, and I have trouble believing, since he's so good at chart analysis, because consider this too, he called the top of the last market cycle for Bitcoin and the bottom. So, you know, I trust he knows what he's doing. There's a reason he has this massive following, but it's just kind of disappointing to see the type of stuff he's putting out here, and I'll explain. So he wrote, so all those who swallowed the XRP ripoff narrative from Ripple Labs hook, line, and sinker How's your stash doing? Well, that sounds a little snooty, doesn't it? A little bit. Well, I'd say just fine. In fact, from late December, after the SEC news artificially suppressed the price of Bitcoin, of XRP rather, down to 17 cents, it's up almost 300% since then. So I'd say it's doing pretty well, all things considered. Thanks for asking, Peter Brent. I appreciate your very genuine concern here. So what's the chart that he's showing here? This is an XRP Bitcoin chart. And so what you can see is that it's been going down. The XRP BTC pair, it's going down here. Oh my gosh, that's supposed to be scary and super duper bad, right? This is the chart that he showed. I don't remember exactly. It was definitely November, but it was probably close to halfway through November of last year. And halfway through November of last year was when XRP just skyrocketed from whatever level it was at. I think it was 20 something cents up to what would it get to? Close to 80 cents, something like that. And what kept being pointed out by all sorts of analysts, including my fellow XRP YouTuber, the Blockchain Backer, was that you hadn't seen the XRP BTC pair look like this, really, since like back in 2017. So what is basically indicating is that since Bitcoin price has gone up, it takes a lot more XRP to purchase one Bitcoin. That's what this XRP BTC pair is showing. That's it, right? So it doesn't mean that there's something fundamentally wrong with XRP. It does mean that Bitcoin's been taking off and Bitcoin leads the market. We also know that XRP has lagged behind. And so in terms of where it's at with the USD, it's looking great. If you look at the end of December, it's up almost 300%, like I said. But if you want to be disingenuous, you can put this out without mentioning anything along those lines. And also, when these things happen, like, people take note. If there's a huge disparity between a particular cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, which leads the market, ultimately people notice that. So even if XRP is going to pop off towards the tail end of this market cycle, which is fine by me if it does, if that's what ends up happening, people are going to notice, okay, we want to make more money in altcoins. What has not popped yet? People will see this and there will be a spark ignite and then it just takes off. Every single large and mid cap coin in 2017 went parabolic. Some into early 2018, in fact. And again, it's not about fundamental analysis. And so to think that people won't be looking for another place to circulate their money into XRP, to me, that doesn't make sense. And so when you see these opportunities where there's a big disparity, the pump hasn't happened yet. That's where the opportunity is. If he showed me a chart where it was the inverse of this, where like XRP is like way up here where I'm circling instead, and like it trending up, that would represent to me that the opportunity is probably over for the market cycle. That's what it would mean to me. And so he's not telling any of his 445,000 followers that that's the case, and that's kind of disappointing. But fundamentals, frankly, don't matter. They matter to me. I tweeted this out earlier today. I wrote, I care about XRP fundamentals, and maybe you do too, but the market doesn't. And that is true. I firmly believe that the market is just here for a quick buck. They're not researching pretty much anything. It's a bunch of stupid money coming in, and people, there's all sorts of FOMO, and money piles into a cryptocurrency, and then people panic sell after it goes up parabolically. The major action we're going to see with the alt season, it's exciting because we haven't seen the vast majority of it. We haven't seen a bunch of coins popping off, but that is something we will be looking for. And there was this too. So Cryptomaniac 101 wrote, XRP, just tweeted this out, XRP should be at least $50 this year. Now, whatever you think of that, that's not the point of me bringing this up. This is just an XRP community member, right? Somebody named Rockford, not familiar with this individual, but Rockford wrote, and what would be the catalyst for this dramatic increase in market cap? What new information or change in circumstances would drive this adoption? So I read that and I was like, no. It's another individual that doesn't get it. So I just responded quickly and wrote the following. There doesn't need to be a reason. People don't care about fundamentals. Last market cycle, literally every large and mid-cap coin that was around went parabolic. This didn't happen to each coin based on fundamentals. It was based on euphoria and FOMO, people behaving like this again. And then he responded to me and wrote, exactly. The investment thesis for S-word coins is to invest early, let less sophisticated investors buy later, then dump your bags on the less sophisticated later investors. All the alts are pump and dump exit scams. So I'm assuming he's referring to XRP as an S-word coin, and obviously I dispute that because it's one of the few that's being used for anything today. It's used today in enterprise-grade software. That's amazing, helping money move around the planet. So this individual will be wrong if that's what he's getting at there, but the rest of it, I wouldn't word it the way he did, but the general sentiment is correct. People that don't know what the hell they're doing, they FOMO and panic sell, which is effectively what I was getting at. And then there was this too. I gotta tell you, some people like you look. I'm all about diversity of thought, but there's somebody who in one of my videos yesterday in the comment section wrote something which I'm going to share with you, and I'm going to share it again in a future video after what I believe will happen ultimately happens. And so here is a comment from somebody named Matt6. I just got a kick out of it. Nothing against this guy. I think maybe he's got something against me. I don't care either way. But hey, he wrote the following. How do you have a channel and think that the market's going to crash 80 to 90% again? Which, by the way, I did state that yesterday, and I do still believe that's going to happen. We could, even if the percentage is low, what, 70%? 70, 89, whatever it is. Anyway, but Matt6 continues. The previous cycles had no adoption and use cases weren't being utilized in the real world, and right now it is completely different. So I'm going to pause right there. It's not that different. In terms of actual adoption, the vast majority of the 7,000 plus cryptocurrencies are not being used for a damn thing. It is not clear which cryptocurrencies are going to have staying power. I think XRP may be one of them. I feel confident at this point based on real world adoption, but there's no way to even know that for sure. I feel confident in it, sure. But no, and we see humans behaving just like they did last market cycle. It's amazing how so many of the large cap coins right now, they happen to be like sixfold from their all-time high, like so many of them. You can check it out. Like you look at EOS, Bitcoin Cash, Dash, Zcash, all of these. They're coincidentally like the same, multiplier effect from their all-time high. Like what is this? No, the market moves together. It's not based on fundamentals. So there are stronger fundamentals. I'm not disputing that. I'm saying it still doesn't matter here. Humans are acting the same as they did last market cycle. Matt6 continues now. You're pushing XRP and you don't think it's going to hit $100 this year? Yeah, and to be clear, I cited yesterday, I do not believe XRP will hit $100 this market cycle, but I don't rule out it at some point happening in the future. It could, I don't know. To me, it's feasible. There's enough money on the planet that could come in and actually make that happen if it's going to be adopted globally. I could see that potentially happening. Anyway, and then he wrote, this cycle is unlike any other cycle. Cryptocurrency is being adopted. There will not be a huge drawback to 80 to 90%. So there you go. Famous last words. But this time it's different. No, you got to look at historically what has happened. It actually does matter. And when you see humans behaving exactly like last time, you tell me why we wouldn't see this retracement. It's stupid money. You don't think the stupid money is going to get screwed again? Of course it is. The people that don't know what the hell they're doing, they're going to lose a fortune here, which is why I always say investing in crypto is dangerous. You better make sure you know what you're doing. You better make sure that you're only investing what you're willing to lose. It is risky. I always say that. Investing in XRP or any crypto is inherently risky. And you're going to get burnt if you just hold on. I personally believe that's if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Fine. But I don't believe for a moment I am. And then you wrote, the institutions that bought in will never let the price drop that big, especially in Bitcoin. Not true. The institutions don't control the price. Not really. I mean, they're a player in the space. Fine, they purchase OTC, they sell over the counter. Got it. They're not purchasing on spot exchanges, but it's where is price derived? It's derived from spot exchanges that you and I trade on, right? And so whatever is available, we get to fight over, and then it's the retail speculator that decides the price based on that. So of course, yes, fine. Institutions, publicly traded companies purchasing Bitcoin, of course it impacts the price, but not directly. It impacts it indirectly because those transactions don't show up on the exchange, so people don't see them. They just feel it in the terms of the invisible hand, supply and demand. That's how it actually works out here. So it's not that they don't get to control it, though. You have to understand it's retail speculators that choose what they're willing to pay for Bitcoin, and then that's what institutions also will pay for Bitcoin because the retail speculators decided it. That's where the price is derived. If you go to CoinMarketCap or Live Coin Watch, the price that you're seeing, it's derived from spot exchanges, not from over-the-counter transactions. So you're wrong. Institutions absolutely have no control over this. And then he wrote this, which is very flattering. Everything you know and everything you think is wrong. Tell me how you really feel. Those are old way of thinking. We are in a new era of mass adoption and use case. There will be no pullback like prior cycles, so stop telling people that. Do some research. This is a super cycle. This is a completely different world. Look, you tell me how you define the super cycle, but even if we have Bitcoin go up to like hundreds of thousands of dollars, which I'm not convinced will happen, but okay, what if it does? I'm not saying no, but what if it does? You're still going to have a huge percentage drawback, whether it's 70, 80, 90%. I don't care. It's still going to freaking happen because bubbles are a thing. And so, I wrote here, I wrote, this comment on my recent YouTube video will age like a fine milk. I wrote, apparently markets don't retrace anymore and XRP goes to infinity because reasons. Where are my Velcro shoes? And so, look, bubbles are always going to exist in every asset class, whether you're talking about precious metals, the stock market, whether you're talking about cryptocurrency, real estate. Bubbles are going to continue to exist, and you're going to see major pullbacks. Now, we'll reach a point in the future where there's a sufficient maturation of the asset class, and then, yeah, seeing 80 to 90% pullback probably won't happen, but that's going to be after most of these coins go to zero, and they haven't gone to zero yet. Do you really think that they're going to stick around forever? Because in order for you to be correct that there's not going to be an 80 to 90% pullback ever again, you have to believe that all these coins are going to persist into the future, which I think is pure nonsense. It's crazy. So maybe you should do some more research. No offense to you, but you're telling me to do research. I think you are wrong. Maybe you should look at some charts a little bit more. And then I watched a video from the blockchain backer today. I wrote, breakout Bitcoin price chart set to new all-time high. And a big part of what he was talking about is, hey, look, clearly we broke into the upside. Let's be real. We're not going to be seeing $38,000 Bitcoin soon, if ever again, right? And so it's exciting to see that we are breaking up, which means I'm not going to get my leg down to purchase more crypto even cheaper. Womp, womp, womp. A little sad about that. But hey, I'm still happy in a general sense. This is a lot of fun. And at some point, we're not going to know exactly when, but we are going to see individual altcoins start popping off. This is the point where it can happen. Maybe Bitcoin goes up a bit further first. Maybe it gets up to 70,000 first. Who knows? But I won't be surprised if even before that you do start seeing coins pop off, because this is the point in the market cycle, more or less, last time where we did start to see that happen, and it's going to be a lot of fun watching all of that. Josh Rager, a very popular chart analyst with 118,000 followers, wrote, Bitcoin $60,000. This is so surreal after years of waiting. Next target will be $75,000. It is surreal, because most of the time I've been in crypto, it's been a terrible bear market, and I've still had fun, mind you. Just learning and engaging with everybody in the XRP community and all that stuff. But it's a lot of fun still. But it is surreal seeing these prices. I got to admit, almost $2 trillion market cap after, within the last couple of years, I saw the market cap at 175 billion with a B. It's crazy, man. And then Josh Rager wrote this too as a separate tweet. The year is 2030. And he wrote this quote as if somebody's saying this. I liked it though. He wrote, yeah, remember when Bitcoin was down around $60,000? If only people knew back then. And he's got a point. Look, if Bitcoin is truly going to have staying power, as more people get in, more institutions, more publicly traded companies, these prices are going to look super cheap. Now, as far as, where we ultimately retrace to, we could retrace, after this bubble pops below that. I don't pretend to know for sure. I just believe that there is going to be a massive retracement. So, but even if that happens, I'm just saying, for the people that are long-term oriented, if indeed Bitcoin's always just going to be the store of value because it was the first cryptocurrency, which would be fine by me. I'd love that. I'm long Bitcoin. This is going to look dirt cheap, and you were here super early. A decade from now, you're going to have an asset class that is probably at least in the tens of trillions of dollars, if not notably higher than that even. It's going to be here. And so I hope you all continue to maintain interest in this space, because I know my interest, my genuine interest, it's not going away. I had a fun in the bear market, and as soon as the bubble pops, we're back in bear territory. If you want to hang out, I'm going to keep tracking this stuff. And I think there's going to be tremendous opportunity once we have the next bear session of the next market cycle. And as we start nearing the bottom, I will start dollar cost averaging in, and I'll be happy to share with you when I get to that point. I'm going to buy in knowing it's going to go down, and I won't know where the bottom is, and that's going to be okay. I'm just going to wait until the most of the retracement has occurred, and which is subjective. I could be right about it, could be wrong about it, but that's my plan. And then I'm going to do it all over again, and there's still going to be a ton of opportunity, I personally believe. So exciting times ahead, but I will wrap up there. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.